Hello again, unexpectedly. Today is still October the 13th, Thursday, 9:06 a.m. After I saw the finished videos, part 1 and 2, I decided that I hadn't done a good enough job unless I make part 3. And part 3 means I have to let the viewers know how to properly dispose of this bread. So, and so, so I have a paper towel. I'm being lazy because I should be wearing actually gloves, but I'm being lazy, so I'm not putting gloves on. But I have the paper towel. Then I'm using a recyclable piece of paper bag. See, it's not made of plastic, it's a paper bag, so it's biodegradable. And of course I'm recycling, so I'm reusing a bag piece, so it's not a brand new bag. So you open the bag, then you very carefully get the baking tray with the bread, and I wish at this point in time I wasn't as courageous as I am. I should have worn gloves and a mask, because fumes are rather unbearable. It must be all the sulfur, the gases that the mold produces after it has fermented for so many days. Although for my safety and protection, I had taken this tray out of the little convection oven and put it in the open air in this room at least a day before making this video, to make sure that the fumes may not be overwhelming or too gross to look at. So then very carefully you lift with the corner the paper towel, like as if you're lifting a rat. So vapors are being released, and then you then you put it in the bag. 1, 2, 3, and the bag is actually filling. So you take a good look at this little piece of mold. I don't think I'm going to ever attempt this again in my entire lifetime. It's just too much. So more. More, and the fine dust is flying as I lift these moldy bread. Those of you who have made this kind of bread themselves by design or by accident know what kind of dust I'm talking about. So voila, voila, it's all finished. So we have now it's all finished. So this is the leftover mold that happened at the bottom of the pan. So I'm going to very carefully scoop it with the remaining paper towel I'm holding, since I don't have gloves on, and then put it in the bag. And then use scalding hot water and soap to disinfect and clean this pan so it can be reused for future baking after I've cleaned the oven. And tested that it's working properly too, because I'm beginning to have suspicion about the little convection oven, whether the both top and bottom element were working or not. Maybe only one of the elements were working. So this is the remaining mold spurs, and this conclude. So this is going in the garbage bag too. There we go. Put it in the old recyclable garbage bag. So I'm being very politically correct. I'm recycling. I'm properly disposing it, and I'm not feeding it to the birds so they may get sick. I did not package this bread prematurely and gave it as a gift to somebody so they may get sick eating half-baked bread. No, I wouldn't do these things. I'm a good person. So this is done. So this is the proper disposal of bread that is not baked properly. And last but not least, see, this tray, baking tray rack is relatively clean now. By the way, those of you who are wondering if I actually attempted to make the bread in these pans, no, I actually started with the proper, those bread loafing pans that people use, those deep ones that look like bread. But somewhere along the line in the baking, under the suspicion that those pans were not good enough, until I take them out of those pans, put it on the baking tray, slice it in half to make sure the middle gets cooked. So this is it. So now it's ready to be washed with soap and water. So I hope you found this part 3 helpful and instructional. I wasn't intending to make it when I originally started making the bread. It was only intended to be just part 1, but then part 2 became necessary as things developed, and then I realized now things have gone this far, I might as well talk about proper disposal and handling. Otherwise it may create other gross type of problems. Alright, have a good day. Now I have to move on and do other things. And by the way, this was not news. This was instruction on how to make bread.